So how does it look? Huh?
Oh, you're here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you better now.
Better now?
There's water on.
No, I ain't putting water.
The left side, man.
Well, I
it's
tell you
crazy.
what, Dwayne's gonna cut it. He's gonna give me a flat top. 3 weeks from Wednesday.
Just join the club. Wash and wear washcloth.
He wants me to shave my head. He's Jerry
Washcloth?
Keaton, Tom Crum here. Coach Keaton and Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network on this warm 65-degree, unseasonably warm morning, but rainy here in East Lansing.
Goodness.
Again, corner Grand River Avenue and Hagedorn, just north
playing
of
havoc
Michigan
with my
State
hair
University. And by the way, a shout out before we get started. All those graduates, Michigan State University.
All 10,000.
10,000.
10,000.
Mark Antonio gave the commencement. I didn't see the replay or the post-game account, but I'm sure he did a terrific job. And so kudos to them. Eastern Michigan had their commencement also. And next week, the University of Michigan is going to have all commencements all over, except USC, which is incredibly unfortunate. They're not going to. Yeah, that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
but we're not going into that one.
Yeah, that would bother me.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Well, because they were COVID kids in high school.
No question.
Yeah, they didn't get their graduation.
Online and everything.
USC is a great school, by the way. So, anyway, a great weekend in the state of Michigan, in my opinion, from Thursday to yesterday. The city of Detroit shined. The NFL draft. You know, I was in my core career, I was in the convention business for 25 years, and you always had this vision of how things would go. You always wanted to, you're envisioning it to go like perfect.
Sure.
Big splash, everything goes right. You know, it was more fantasy than anything, but a lot of times they got close. But I'm telling you what, I can't imagine people involved with the NFL draft from the Detroit side of things logistically envisioning it going any better. They broke a record. 275,000 the first night.
700,000.
Over 700,000 plus cumulative for the three.
Let's just say that last night, about an hour after the draft, they should have been somewhere holding up some sort of beverage and tapping each other because of a absolute fantastic job well done.
They did. I
Absolutely
mean, you're literally building a temporary building. I mean, the way that's set up, and you know, wasn't too cold. I mean, we got a little taste of all the Michigan weather. You know, they got that. And
I watched a little time lapse of how they, you know,
put it together.
The amazing things that people can do nowadays.
It's incredible. When I was in the trade show business, we'd build a mall in the span of a few days and then tear it all down. But I mean, that's just the magic of the building trades, and wow, that was amazing.
Just, you know, and I told one of my friends that I just pray for as good a weather as we can get, and nothing crazy happens, you know, so everybody could just come and have a great time and enjoy. Because I had posted, like, after the first round, like, all right, I need all you guys to go to the bars and the restaurants and the casinos and spend your good money.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that were there, like, yep, that's what we're doing. So, I mean, just a great, it's going to be hard for Green Bay to top this one.
Oh, that's where it is next year?
Green Bay next year.
Whoa. That will be.
They got their hands full. I don't know where they'll have it at.
The bar got set pretty damn high.
Yes.
For
Detroit, as we say, Detroit showed out.
Yeah, Detroit showed up.
And showed out.
Yeah, so
wonderful.
Want to commend them, all the people involved in that, and all the people that went down there. I've been to one draft. It was at Radio City Music Hall, and it was all inside an existing building.
Sure.
But you know, no spill out crowd there in Manhattan. I mean, you can't do that.
Right.
But wow, it was amazing.
And I did have a few people that carried. I'm like, hey man, that's gonna be way too many people for me. I can't be.
Well, I mean, logistically, you got to figure. I mean, if people are parking and taking shuttles, I mean, if you wanted to park and walk, it was a mile away, which is
$95 to park. That's what my friend paid to park. $95.
Wow. That's
everybody getting paid in Detroit this weekend, and I'm not mad at you. I mean, that's what they do. They host something. All those places, the Super Bowl, the room rates go up. You know, everything goes up. So, hey, bless them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So, your take on the draft? what was your, besides the big splash and everything, did anything surprise you? I'm going to say something right now. And, you know, I've never been the biggest Nick Saban fan, but he absolutely crushed it with his analysis on it. They did the Game Day crew. There was 2 versions, ESPN, and I was going back and forth. But as an analyst, he was prepared. Did you see it on ABC? You didn't watch that version?
I didn't.
You just watched the ESPN version?
No, I was driving.
You're busy. You're a
I was
busy
watching
guy.
here and there, watching, scrolling and catching up, that kind of thing.
Herbie,
But I was unable to.
Dez, and Reese Davis, and Nick Saban. And
Well, he hasn't won 7 national titles because he didn't know what he was doing, right?
he was so prepared. And he was funny. He was funny. I think this retirement is going to work out good for Nick Saban, and I think he's going to fit in well on College Game Day.
I think the more he gets involved with, like I said, we talked before, as much of a curmudgeon as he was, and maybe still be some, them seven national titles softens you up a little bit, you know, to where I'll be okay.
Yeah,
But
he was gloating all over he had 10 players drafted.
Right.
Yeah.
And a couple other ones that were there and went to other schools and got drafted that were Bama.
Yeah.
So the more he gets into that, I think the better he does there, he'll step more away from Alabama because he's going to enjoy that piece that much more. And
I love how he talks. I'm a hand talker. He takes it to another level.
Nick get the pause out there because I'm not going to be the next Alabama coach.
Placement.
Yes, you are.
He's breaking all these cats down.
Yeah.
And he called Mikey Sainristil the pound for pound, the best draftee in the whole thing.
He's a football player.
Yeah. And I can't argue with that one. Mikey
you get all
was
those
the heart and
guys
soul
that
of
go
that
in
team.
there and kill them combines and all. Okay, is he a football player? Luke Kuechly is a football player. That's what you need to win.
Cooper Dishing.
Man, don't get me
You
started
think the Eagles? Did you see the Eagles?
The Eagles
they
had
know
a
they
great
got a dude.
They had a great draft. The Steelers, I think we had a really good draft.
Roman Wilson. You got to be liking Roman Wilson now.
Right out. The Bengals had a great draft in my opinion. The best meme out there though right now.
Chris Jenkins.
The best meme out right now though is the picture of Any Given Sunday with Cap Rooney and Jamie Foxx standing on the sideline.
Oh yeah.
And being said that's going to be Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. I never laughed so hard in my life.
I've never seen a situation where the reaction was all the same, like jaw dropping.
But I mean,
Michael Penix was there. I mean, he's going like, what?
You draft him when you don't need him, then you have him. I mean, it makes sense to me, I guess.
Cry me a river, Kirk Cousins. So, what have you made? Like $300-400 million? So I'm not feeling bad for you.
Kirk Cousins finessed the NFL out of a whole bunch of money. And so, I told my friend, I said, well, now he knows how RG3 felt when they drafted him.
I mean, he was the first guy. Kirk Cousins was the first. Well, I know we're meandering on this podcast, but that's what we do. This franchise tag concept I learned about Kirk Cousins.
Dan Snyder got to be one of the dumbest people.
It's like, that's what I learned about franchise tag. Wow.
Yeah. What, 3 years in a row, I think?
Yeah, $23 million.
Just stacking.
It's like stacking wins, like stacking dollar bills.
And then the first guaranteed contract ever in the NFL. $84 million. Yeah. Finesse. Hey, bless him.
Anyway.
Get it while you can get it.
The Lions.
Did well.
They needed corners and they got corners.
Got the corners.
Yeah. You get a Bama corner, you're doing good.
You know he can play football.
Yeah.
And you know he's been coached by the best.
Yeah.
So good for them. Yeah. And then that was really cool when they all had the jersey on, the coach's jersey. That was pretty sweet.
It was a Lions loving, and also a Michigan Wolverine loving. They got to do the walkout.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I mean, that's dependent.
It's in Detroit. They won a national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't be mad.
So that was cool, and I think what You know what I think when your school does well, Washington did well, Michigan did well, most
Texas
draft
had a
picks.
bunch.
Texas, yeah. I think when Michigan had 13, that's the most they've ever had in an NFL draft, and this goes way back when there was multiple rounds up to 12. Is that I think it helps recruiting because all these high school kids and portal kids, for that matter, they want to get to the league, as you always say. All they want to do is get to the league, and they look at these schools that are getting people to the league, and they want to go to that school, right?
This is true, and now it's so, you know, obviously with the way the landscape has changed, you know, go jumping around. I think there's over 3,000 in the portal right now. You're gonna end up, you know, be careful, you know. But see, one of my friends had texted me like, okay, you know, why are so many guys leaving? I said, I told you after the spring game, stuff was gonna happen because if people didn't play a lot, you know, then they're gonna be moving. Not to mention all new coaches.
Oh, you're talking about Michigan State. That's good. I'm glad. What a great segue here by Kerry Pete, the former offensive lineman for the Spartans. Post-spring game, this week you had, I'm not saying unsettling, but a maybe unexpected number of transfer portal kids go out.
But that's what that does.
How concerned are you?
I mean, honestly, I don't care. I mean, the only one that really truly bothered me was Harmon. But the way things are now, if you
he can come back.
Well, yeah, he can do that too. But this is the second time though, and the first time you look at the people who are after him. But the way they're doing it now, if you coach at, you know, wherever and you got pockets, and you want Derek Harmon, you've already made the innuendo calls and like, hey man, we got $100,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
For you to come here. And it's a top 5, top 10 team in the country that has a chance to win. A la
It's free enterprise. It's free. It's a bidding wars. I mean, and this goes on all summer. Folks.
And he's probably, I think he's a very, very good football player. So he's going to probably end up getting drafted too, a la Keon Coleman. So why wouldn't you take $1 million and go play for a team that's top 10 in the country when your team is rebuilding? I mean, we're rebuilding. Right. I mean, it is what it is. We're rebuilding. Why wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not saying I condone it because I want him to stay in, because he's going to get drafted.
But you're taking the love goggles off and you're putting it. You're stepping in his shoes when you're making his.
Oh, you'll give me $1 million for 1 year. I'm gonna go play and I'm end up getting drafted, and I got a chance to play in the college football playoff. And you know, probably. Why wouldn't you? I mean, in my opinion, he'd be stupid not to. Go ahead, man. I mean, do what you got to do. So that one kind of bothers me. But that's the landscape of what you're dealing with right now. When you have, it's like the good guys, like the young man that just signed with Michigan State. He's doing great at Omaha. And big Power Fives come in with the money.
Oh, you're talking about basketball?
Yeah, Fiddlers. Or
Fiddler.
You know,
Frankie Fiddler.
They giving him the money. He going a chance to play for a Tom Izzo, top 5, you know, big program. What? Omaha, love y'all.
No, well, and don't get caught up on where the kid comes from, Omaha. I mean, there's great players in all. I mean,
for sure.
But on McNeese State, they had 3 guys that could play in the NBA.
And the guy we got from McNeese State, number 99. I can't remember his name right now.
Right.
He's a problem. Like we talked about that before. He's going to be really, really good. And we've gotten a few already out of the portal. Kid from Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, and he got all summer. Now, people don't realize this. Okay, the portal closes as far as people entering into the portal this last 15-day opportunity before next fall. To get in. Get your name in. But you're fair game to market yourself right up until school starts, until camp opens. And that's a long haul.
But that's what I was saying also. As the new coach, he could still tell you on scholarship, well, you know, Tom, it's not going to work out for you here, so you might want to get in that portal.
The Lord take us away.
Right, he has that 1 year, a la Deion Sanders. Hey, man, you guys aren't going to play here. Now, you can stay here and go to school if you want to. We'll honor your scholarship, and you can still go to school for free. But you're not going to be playing football here. Right. And so, like I said, if you didn't play in the spring game, you're probably not going to.
But you know, it's funny. The optics. I mean, I saw a clip of Harmon last week in the spring game, and he's all getting all lathered up with his teammates and everything, looking like he's having a good time, looking like he's engaged, looking like he's playing well, looking like he's going to be a contributor to this Michigan State team. I mean, it's it's
And like you said, maybe he'll come
a
back.
little bit shocking in some regards.
I mean, especially if he's already done it once.
Right.
You know.
But you know what? Back to the draft, and this started last year, for the last couple of years. When they show the Mel Kiper breaking down people, you know, and they're showing the highlights of these kids. Some of them are in 3 different uniforms in their highlight tape
Right.
from colleges.
The Alabama guy started what?
Oh, this is when he was here.
UCF,
This is
and
when this took us
Alabama,
from
and,
you know.
yeah, that's the landscape we're dealing with.
Yeah,
now.
when they showed A.J. Barner, it was all Indiana highlights. I mean, there was one clip when he was in Michigan. He caught more balls down there. So I mean, it was different. But you know what? I caught myself. I mean, I watched, on Thursday night, Friday night. A lot of this, my engagement this year, I knew there was going to be a lot of Michigan players drafted. But it is like watching paint dry after a while.
Oh,
The
yeah,
draft,
it's just the same stuff being regurgitated.
Over and over and over.
This guy's going to be the great. Well, you just said 4 picks ago that guy's going to be the greatest guy ever played.
And Nick Saban was doing saying that. I mean, the guy's a great player. You've said that now. I mean, you're pick number 79 right now, and he's a good player. Well, maybe they all are good players.
Sure.
But how good is he going to get?
But
as the draft went on, though, I was hearing Nick says, yeah, he's got a, there were certain elements, that he was been more critical because the players weren't as good as they were. The can't miss guys in the first round.
He could work on this. He could work on that. He's got to get this. But when a guy steps up there like a D lineman, the young kid from I think Northern Iowa, he does 39 reps at 225. He's not being at 325. He's going to be a problem in the NFL because that's just brutal strength and big human. You're not moving him.
Right.
So, but that's why I was explaining to my wife, like 257 picks. Those are some of the best 257 football players in the world.
I mean, the percentages are still. This is still. If you're drafted, and there's some good free agency from Michigan State, Michigan came that are going to get an opportunity to showcase their skills at camp and potentially make the team. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get to where you need to get.
No
and sometimes free agency works out better because you can kind of pick that team, or they can pick you where it might be a better fit.
Finding the right
as far
spot
as
to
opportunity
be at.
to make
and
the
again,
club.
shout out to Nick Samak.
Yeah, you got
Ravens.
Michigan State center.
He's in the board, so good for him. We talked about it earlier. Getting an opportunity. Now it's up to you. If you got a free agent tryout, you should be busting butt, getting ready to go into the rookie mini camp or whatever.
Yeah, that starts like right now. I mean,
next week, something like that. Next week, and go do your thing, and you should be ready to go. And here's your opportunity.
Right.
Make of it, what you will. So, bless all them kids, man. Your dream came true over Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and now, like I said, the free agent guys, and you get a chance to be a part of the best football, in the world. Here's your shot.
One thing I like about watching the draft is that you get to know a lot about the NFL teams, all 32 teams, and what their needs are. I mean, it's got a lot of pluses watching it. I know it was 3 hours I'll never get back, or whatever it was on Thursday night, same thing on Friday night in rounds 2 and 3. And it's fun to see the reactions to the crowd. And then it goes more rapid fire.
Right,
on
that 5 minutes.
On
be ready
Saturday,
to run.
Sunday. But okay, we're a week removed, before we wrap this up, a week removed from Michigan State spring game. Have you thought any more about what your expectations are for the 2024 Spartans?
Well, I'm happy. I'm impressed. I think we got a couple signees for 25 too, so that was nice. But I'm impressed with the people that we're able to get in the portal and get some kids. Obviously, like you said, we're losing some, but that's just opening up scholarships. And again, that's what we talked about. We got the rest. People are still recruiting themselves, and teams are still recruiting them. So they're in the portal. Where let's see let's find a couple more offensive linemen.
3,000 over 3,000.
That's what it was like the other day. Let's get a couple more offensive linemen to compete, and obviously another defensive lineman.
Which is a position of need at Michigan State. Offensive line.
No question.
Yeah.
You can't have enough offensive linemen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what the 53 in the
Why
NFL.
is it so hard to get a good offensive line?
Well, first of all, you only get noticed when what? When you mess up.
That's true.
So who wants to do that? It takes a special person to play a position that nobody cares about, only except when you get in trouble.
Spoken from somebody who was on the receiving end.
They only call your name when you screw up. You get
Yeah.
a penalty or you give up a sack or something.
Like the long snapper is only known when
he messes up.
messes
I
up.
wouldn't never say anything about the perfect ones he has all year.
Yeah.
That one he messes up.
Yeah.
The trouble with this, it wasn't a great. I mean, he should have caught the ball and kicked it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what? When you think about offensive line, I love Jim Harbaugh's comment. He drafted a kid out of Notre Dame first round.
He is a monster. Too.
He's huge. It was like, that's where Harbaugh says some stuff that I actually agree with. And I agree with some of the stuff and think some of the stuff comes out of his mouth is crazy. But when he talked about an offensive lineman, you talk about wide receivers, your running backs, your slot guys, they're all weapons. Says that he looks at offensive linemen as weapons, good offensive linemen as weapons. And they truly are.
Have them.
Yeah, you have to have them. I mean, that's the front line, man.
Without the hogs up front, nothing else works.
Yeah.
Period.
Pass pro.
All of that.
Try blocking, everything.
Well, that's the thing. Like they said, well, how good is he? Aiden Childs is as good as he will be standing upright.
Keep that pocket clean.
If he's on his back or running for his life, he's not going to be a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Keep it clean.
Yeah. He's Kerry Keaton. I'm Tom Crawford. We're going to be talking a lot of football, of course. I mean, can you imagine the excitement for the Lions next fall? The anticipation. Michigan State's got a new coach, new enthusiasm. Michigan coming off the national championship. All that passion. Big Ten bringing in 4 new teams. Big market. Big high-profile teams coming in.
Media days is going to be crazy.
Oh man, I cannot wait for football. But we're going to talk about. We're going to, just embrace it week by week. And so, Grand Charter Spy coming every Sunday morning. Come on out, 9 o'clock. We'll let you know if we're not going to be here or an alternative broadcasting. And hey, make it a great week. It's going to be warm. Kerry Keaton, Tom Crawford. Until next time.
Go green.
Go blue.